Hey friends, it's Mrs. Walker. For our lesson today, we're going to switch and we're going to start working with subtraction. So our learning goal for today says, I can use manipulatives to model decomposing three-digit numbers to subtract and relate it to the vertical standard algorithm, so the vertical form. So all that means, friends, is we're going to be working with three-digit numbers to subtract. We're going to be using our place value chart and place value disks, and we're going to relate that work in our place value chart to the vertical form. So the materials that you'll need for this lesson are your dry erase board, your place value chart, and place value disks. If you don't have a place value chart, you can draw it. If you don't have place value disks, you can draw them. So if you don't have those materials, that's okay. Just make sure you at least have your dry erase board before we get started. All right, friends, here's our first problem. 244 minus 121. So let's use place value disks to model subtraction. So here's my place value chart. And I'm going to rewrite this problem vertically because we've been doing a lot of work with the vertical form. So make sure that when you write your numbers again, you're always writing them lined up nice and neat. The ones place are lined up together, the tens place are lined up together, and the hundreds place are lined up together. Now again, friends, when we're using subtraction, do we model both of the numbers on our place value chart? No, we sure don't, right? We only model the largest number. So 2 hundreds, 4 tens, and 4 ones for 244. Now we can start to look here if we're able to subtract. So as always, even with addition, we start in the ones place. Same thing with subtraction. So I look in my ones place, I have 4 ones, and I need to subtract 1. Because remember with subtraction, you have to go from the top to the bottom. Okay, you can't go from the bottom to the top. You have to go from the top to the bottom. So 4 minus 1, so if I subtract 1, I'm left with 3 ones. I can model that on my vertical form of 4 minus 1 equals 3. Now, friends, sometimes it can be helpful when you're using your place value chart to write the numbers underneath just like I'm doing, because then you can check your vertical form to make sure that you did that correctly as well. Now we're going to move to our tens place. Top to bottom again, so 4 tens minus 2 tens. So let's do that. 1, 2. So now I have 2 tens left. I can model that in my vertical form by doing 4 minus 2 equals 2. Then I move to my hundreds place. I have 2 hundreds, and I need to subtract 100. So I'm left with 100. So 2 minus 1 equals 1 in the hundreds place. So my final answer is 123. All right. So, friends, I have my number bond here. I have my total, my whole is 244. My part from my problem was 121. What's my missing part that we just solved for? Yeah, it's 123. So let's check your answer with addition. So if we had a subtraction problem, what two numbers am I going to add together to see if I subtracted correctly? Yeah, it's my two parts, right? So I need to add 123 and 121. If I add those correctly, or if I add those and I get 244, that means I did my subtraction correctly. So let's try. So I have 3 plus 1 in the ones place, which is 4. In the tens place, 2 plus 2 is 4. And in the hundreds place, 1 plus 1 is 2. So friends, look at that. They match. Nailed it. So that means we got our subtraction problem correct. Good job. All right, let's take a look at another problem. So we have 244 minus 125. So this is really close to the last problem that we solved, but just a little bit different. So we're going to use our place value disks to model subtraction. So there's my place value chart. And again, part of our learning goal was relating it to that vertical form. So I'm going to write that problem vertically as well. Now, again, friends, can you remind me, do I write both numbers? Model both numbers on my subtraction on my place value chart, or do I just model one? Yeah, we just model one on our place value chart with subtraction. Now, friends, do I model the largest number or the smallest number? Yeah, the largest number, right? Because we're taking away from the whole. So that's 244. So we have 200s, 4 10s, and 4 1s. Now, same thing as before. We always start in the ones place to subtract, and we have to go from the top to the bottom. So we have 4 minus 5. Well, some of you might say, you know what, Mrs. Walker? We can't do that, so I'm just going to switch it, and I'm just going to switch it to 5 minus 4. No, 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 friends. Remember, we cannot go from the bottom to the top. No matter what we want to do, there are rules that we have to follow when we're subtracting. And the rule is from the top to the bottom. So because I have 4, I can't take away 5. So that means I need to go to the tens and I need to decompose a 10, right? Or unbundle it. So I'm going to take this 10 and I'm going to turn it into 10 ones because we know that 10 ones equal a 10. 4 10s. So to model what I just did in my vertical form, and now instead of 4 ones, we have 14 ones because we have those 10 ones that we just got plus the 4 that we already had. So 10 plus 4 is 14. Now we're able to subtract. So we're taking away 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many ones do we have left now, friends? We can just count them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 14 minus 5 equals 9. Then we move over to our tens place, and we have 3 tens minus 2 tens. So 1, 2, and we're left with 1 10. We can model that in our place value, in our vertical form by just putting our 1 in our answer. And then we move to our hundreds place. 2 minus 1 equals 1. So we're left with 100. So 244 minus 125 equals 119. Now again, friends, we can check our work with our with addition. So if we look at our number bond, we solved for our missing part, which was 119. Okay, so let's check your work with addition. So we do our 2 smaller parts, add those together, and if we're correct, they should equal 244. So let's try it. So in the ones place, we have 9 plus 5 equals 14. So that's 4 ones and 1 10. Then we have our tens place, which is 2 plus 1 plus 1 more, which is 4. And then in the hundreds place, 100 plus 100 equals 200s. Ha ha! Look at that, friends. What a piece of cake. We got this. We're doing a great job. All right, let's look at another one. So we have 312 minus 186. So again, we're going to use our place value just to model subtraction. Again, we rewrite it in vertical form as well. So now we need to model the largest number. You guys told me that before in the last problem. I remembered this time. Thanks for your help. So 300s, 110, and 2 ones. Now always we go from the top to the bottom. So we have 2 ones. Well, I can't subtract 6, so I need to unbundle or decompose a 10. And this 10 now turns into 10 ones. Now in my place value chart, in my vertical form, I'm no longer left with 1 10 and 2 ones. I have 0 10s and 12 ones because I had 10 ones plus the 2 that I already have, which equals 12. So now I can subtract 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm left with 6 ones. So 12 minus 6 equals 6. Now I move to my tens place. Well, I have 0 10s. Uh-oh. I have to take away 8. I don't have enough. Friends, what can I do? Yeah, we can take this 100 and we can unbundle it into 10 10s because we know that 10 10s equal 100. So now we're left with 200s, and instead of 0 10s, we have 10 10s. So now we could do 10 minus 8. So let's subtract 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. and we're left with 2 tens. So 10 tens minus 8 tens equals 2 tens. Then we move to our hundreds place. We have 2 hundreds. Well, we need to subtract 1, so that means we're left with 100. So 2 minus 1 equals 100. So 312 minus 186 equals 126. All right, friends, this is the same problem that we just did, but now I want you guys to give it a try and do the same steps again. So grab your place value chart. You're going to subtract using your place value discs and the vertical form. Then I want you guys to check your answer with addition. Okay, so you're doing 2 parts. Solve this problem with your place value chart and vertical form. Then you're checking it with addition. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video, solve this problem, check with addition, and then click play when you're ready to go over it together. All right, friends, pause if you need more time. So we know that when we just solved it last time, 312 minus 186 is 126. Okay, so hopefully you guys got that answer. And now we could talk about again our number bond. Well, we knew that the whole was 312, the part we were subtracting was 186, and we just solved for that missing part. We know that it's 126. So now we can add those 2 parts together, and if we subtracted correctly, our total is going to be 312. So let's check it out. So we have in the ones place, 6 plus 6 is 12, which is 110 and 2 ones. Then we have in the tens place, 8 plus 2, which is 10. And don't forget that extra 10, which is 11, which is 100 and 110. And then in the hundreds place, we have 300. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So look, we got it again. Boom! We are rocking and rolling with this. Good job, friends. All right, so good stuff today. You guys did a good job using manipulatives on the place value chart to help you subtract vertically. You can also check your work for subtraction with addition. So super awesome. You guys did wonderful. Please head back on over to the module to see what you need to complete for your independent practice. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to help. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye, friends!